It's Andy and Verity at breakfast, and it's 20 minutes past 8, and it's also a simple idea to wear a pilgrim hat badge in order to raise awareness of Nottinghamshire's vital role in the story of the Mayflower Pilgrims. They were the ones who sailed to the New World and established a colony, which became the roots of the modern United States. And most of the colony's leaders and a number of their followers came originally from Nottinghamshire after becoming disillusioned with the church here.
And the idea seems to have really taken off too, with hundreds of pin badges being handed out every day from 4 places stocking them. Well, one of the busiest is the tourism centre in Nottingham's Old Market Square, where there has been a steady stream of people coming to pick them up.
I've just brought a whole new stack of stock here for Simon at the tourism centre. So what's it been like since the badges started to be handed out?
Oh, it's been crazy. We've been giving out perhaps sort of 200-300 badges a day. People are really keen to get them, send them away to the States, give them to grandchildren. It's been really good.
And what have they said about the story, the Pilgrim Fathers story, when they've picked them up? Do people realise the connection?
No, I don't think they do. So I think they've heard things on the radio, and they want to know more. They want to know what's going off in advance of the 400-year celebrations in 2020, and they're really keen to sort of promote Nottingham's part in the story.
And can you help them? Have you got more information here?
We've got bits of information. For instance, there's a new museum opened up in Retford only this week, I think. So things like that, and obviously there's going to be lots of celebrations taking place. So I'm sure details of those events will come out in due course. But yeah, 2020 is the big celebration.
And what have people said about just the idea of raising awareness of Nottinghamshire's role?
I think they're really proud of it. Yeah, they love the badges, and yeah, they're wearing them with pride. So I think people are very keen to get involved.
So that's just some of the sounds there from Nottingham's Old Market Square, the tourism centre there. And what was interesting about that is you hear that not only are the badges going overseas, but they're going through the generations as well. You've got a grandma then picking it up for her 6 children, and hopefully, therefore, that means the story will not be forgotten as the generations start to pick it up as well. It's not just Nottingham either, where the badges are doing really well. Right the way across the county, there are badges in Newark, there are badges in Retford, Mansfield as well. People have been busy coming from far and wide to pick them up. And you can see why, because it is a fantastic story to tell of Nottinghamshire, a positive story to tell of Nottinghamshire, and one that we should be really proud of.
We should be proud of it, and yet it's sort of somehow become almost forgotten that it's a Nottinghamshire story, that this is where it all began. And instead the focus has been on the boat, the Mayflower, which is why there's going to be so much attention on places like Plymouth in 2020. That's when the 400th anniversary takes place, because that's where the boat sailed from. But the story is not about a boat. The story is about the people on the boat and why they were doing what they were doing. And that's the bit of the story that comes right back to Nottinghamshire. These are the badges here. So they're metal. It's a nice high-quality pin badge, and it says Nottinghamshire underneath it, and it's basically a traditional pilgrim hat. They wore very distinctive hats. We've added a Mayflower onto it so that you know it's the Mayflower Pilgrims and their significance with Nottinghamshire. And you also get a little card that comes with it. It's like a briefing card. It helps you to become a Pilgrim Ambassador, this, because it means that you know a little bit of the history when you're asked about the badge. But it's basically about raising awareness and sharing the story. And if you can share it with people abroad, even better. Interesting, so many of them have been sent abroad already from what was being said there. I've got in my mind this vision of a little gallery of photos of people all over the world in prominent world locations wearing the badge. So we talked earlier on, maybe somebody outside the White House, didn't we? Or somebody by the Eiffel Tower, or somebody in Times Square in New York. I think the more that go to America, the better, really. Although, to be honest, the Americans know this story better than we do. That's the shame. It's our story, and yet the Americans, they're taught it in school. They know that all these people came from Nottinghamshire. And yet here, it's sort of the forgotten bit. So, it'd be great to have a little gallery of pictures anyway like that. So if you have sent a badge abroad, then badger the person who you sent it to do a photo somewhere looking like they're in a foreign country. And send the photo to us. It might end up in a little gallery. radio.nottingham@bbc.co.uk.
I've got the image of some photos coming in now of people looking like they're in a foreign country. I'm holding up the flag, so therefore I'm here. Nottingham Tourism Centre is where you can get one. The National Civil War Centre in Newark. If you live near Retford, it's the hub to head there, and Mansfield Museum as well.
The heart of Robin Hood County.
BBC Radio Nottingham.